and you can never have enough guys to get after the quarterback. The one is Jordan Davis going to be there. They're saying he can go in that top 15, top 17. So is 12 a reach? Maybe, but I've always believed if there's a guy that the coaches want, and they always talk about the banging on the table, if there's a guy, don't play that game of trying to trade back, hoping your guy's still there. Then when he's not there, then you're mad, I wish we'd have got him, and then you turn around and he's a 4-time Pro Bowler within the first 5 years. So a guy like Jordan Davis is 6'6", or 340 pounds. I mean, you can always
good centerpiece for a 3-4.
Yeah, you can always use him as a cock nose, a guy that can really just sit in the middle, take up 3 guys, and free up Daniil Hunter, free up Zadarius. I mean,
he did it at Georgia.
Yeah, he's a
that defense was pretty good. Yep.
Have to get it. If you look at something, could be a piece.
All right, Ben Lieber, thank you for your insights. But before we let you go, we need your pick. You're on the clock. Who do the Vikings take with their top pick tonight?
I've been everywhere with this. I mean,
I think you and everybody was done a mock draft this year.
I know. Everybody. I've done multiple mock drafts. I've been multiple shows, and it's like, what's your pick? I'm like, well, I don't know. I could pick this guy, and we could see this guy. This guy's going to be – I'll just go back to what we talked about. I'm a Trent McDuffie fan. I just am. If you're asking me, 5'11" is not too short to be a corner. I think that he has all the intangibles. I think he plays with reckless abandon in the run game. He throws his body around. He's got great footwork. I think he brings the attitude that you're looking for. Look, if he's there at 12, I'd be super happy.
All right, Ben, always appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Pete Bursich will join us coming up a little bit later in the show, but coming up next here on Vikings, A New Era, our draft night special, Gabe Henderson goes one-on-one with last year's #1 pick for the Purple, Christian Darrisaw. That's coming up next when we return from U.S. Bank Stadium as we count you down to the Vikings getting on the clock with the 12th overall pick.
You're watching Vikings, a new era, draft night.
Well, the party is on here at US Bank Stadium for draft night, and tonight dreams will come true in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft, a spot that Christian Darrisaw was in last year when the Vikings selected him. Gabe Henderson of Vikings Entertainment Network has more now with the Vikings left tackle.
Appreciate you, Hobie. Here with Christian Darrisaw, former first-round pick of the 2021 draft, and CD, we were talking off camera, 364 days since your name was called last year. Any memories just from that day until now?
I just remember just like the nervousness of draft day. Just never knowing your name's gonna get called, but when that moment happens, it's the excitement, being around my family, and it's the joy and being here in Minnesota. It was a perfect fit.
And just being here now, fitting into this offense, and understanding now what you mean to this team. What have you learned from that day until now, after your rookie year was over?
I learned a lot, especially just things I had to go through and deal with during my rookie season. Having to have a surgery in the middle of camp, and just like prevailing through that, and just like having the teammates around me, great locker room, great group of guys, and it's just like I wouldn't rather be in any other like situation or place than where I'm at now.
So you said, of course, last year every rookie, the head is swimming a little bit. Where are you now mentally? You got a new coaching staff. It's all this excitement, and I mean, now we look at you as a pillar of this offensive line. So mentally, where are you?
I feel good. I'm excited for this year. Learning a new playbook now with Kevin O'Connell and things he did with in LA, and it's kind of exciting to see what he's going to bring over here and that we're going to do with Justin Jefferson, Thielen, Cook. So it's gonna be fun.
We're about an hour and a half from us welcoming in your newest team member. We don't know what position is going to be, what players are going to be, but what advice would you have for your upcoming teammates and everybody that's going through this process?
Just keep your head down and work. No matter what pick you are, first round, second round, third round, so forth, just come in ready to compete and help the team win.
All right, so you got the fans. It's just the first full experience, draft experience. How you feeling just meeting the fans, being out in front of the community?
I love it. I kind of missed out last year with COVID and everything, but just being here now and enjoying this experience, taking pictures with fans, it's kind of cool.
Well, we got a few more days till OTAs start. We got rookie mini camp, so it's go time once we get done with this. But appreciate your time today. Hobie, back to you.
Gabe, thank you very much. Joined now by Pete Bursich of Vikings Entertainment Network. Pete, how you feeling? And how do you analyze this draft class as a whole whenever you look at the Vikings' needs?
Well, first of all, how I feel is irrelevant because it doesn't matter. But no,
wait, you're not making the pick tonight?
I do think we're sitting on one of the most interesting drafts that we've seen in a long time, in that there's no consensus on where any of the top, let's say, 10 picks, 12 picks are going to go. So it's going to be very interesting to see how teams get into this. And I think, there's a few themes in there. One of them's like quarterback. When is the first team going to draft a quarterback? Are they going to trade up? Who's going to go for him? Is Seattle going to go quarterback? Is Carolina going to go? Bottom line, though, is that I think any offensive player that comes off the board before the Vikings get the pick is going to be good for us.
Alrighty, so you're thinking defensive guys, and a lot of people are looking at who the Vikings would pick at 12 right now. But, Pete, starting off with you, what's a position need that the Vikings could fill with a guy later on in this draft?
Well, I think you have really three positions on defense or so. Cornerback is definitely one of them that they need. If you drafted somebody highly, even on day two at safety, you're going to probably, you're going to start right away. We need a defensive tackle because if you play a five-man front, we need a defensive tackle. I think we also need an edge rusher because Zadarius Smith is a much better inside pass rusher on third down. So, we might get some speed on the outside if you get an opportunity to get another receiver. I mean, this is, a guy right here, Petrie from Baylor. Yep. I know you talked about him earlier. He's a guy that I've seen him anywhere in the middle of the first round into the second, and if we get him in the second round, I mean, that would be a fabulous get for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, Dawn, your deeper dive pick.
My deeper dive, and like Ben said earlier, mine's been changing, right? Like I had Zion Johnson from Boston College in the O-line, but the more and more I think about it, this kid, Tariq Woolen, and people say, who? He's not on many draft boards, but he's out of UT San Antonio. My friends from San Antonio love this guy, and I've been digging deep to him. Listen to these stats. He's 6'4", a 4.26 40, and a 42-inch vertical leap. And I just think for a cornerback to have size, speed, the only knock on him, they say, is maybe he needs to learn technique in certain scenarios. Well, I think that's where coaching comes into play. But I really like Tariq Woolen. He's my deep dive
Those
guy.
are like Hobie numbers right there.
I know. You want to see me, baby.
42. Yeah,
Hey, fast, and I can jump. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that laugh on his face. All right, move on. Who's your pick?
I mean, I like, of course, always like receivers, kid out of North Dakota State. But, I mean, NDSU. But when you look at Josh Pascal, kid out of Kentucky, 6'3", 278 pounds. The reason why I like him, if you look at Ed Donatel's defense, he likes move guys. You look at Mike Pettin, who I played for with the Ravens. The Ravens moved guys all over the place. Terrell Suggs, Kalina, he's a kid that can do this. He played almost 250 snaps at the end. He played a couple at edge. He played a couple at linebacker. He even played a couple at standing up middle linebacker. So he's an explosive guy. They're saying he's a second to third round pick. If he's there in the second or third round, I would say take him. In the third, for sure. But if he's there in the second, that's not a bad pick to be. He's a disruptor, and he's an impact player.
And my guy is going to be on the offensive line, a spot that I think the Vikings need to address right now. And I'm going to go with Cole Strange out of UT Chattanooga. This is a guy who is tall, 6'6", 307 pounds. The question for him is that he gets moved around a lot. However, he did take some snaps at the Senior Bowl. Is that a spot that he could play in the NFL? He has 41 starts in college at left guard. The Vikings are set at that position right now. Could they kick him over to right? But I think that this is a guy maybe in the third round or so that if he's on the board, they could make a run at to shore up that offensive line, a versatile piece that could fit up front for the Vikings. Well, still much more to come here on Vikings Draft Night, our special here in a new era. When we return, we'll give you our pick at number 12. We'll go on the clock when we return here from US Bank Stadium.
Welcome back to Vikings, a new era, Draft Night.
They're everywhere.
Well, the draft party is on here in Minneapolis, but the same goes for Las Vegas, too, the site of tonight's NFL Draft. And that's where we find Vikings Entertainment Network's Tatum Everett with more.
Over my left shoulder, the NFL draft stage. We are just hours away from the Vikings' first-round draft pick, and we're in the NFL draft experience where fans can have a grand old time. And I found a lifelong Vikings fan, Christopher Williams, out of Rochester, Minnesota, who's here today. Only decided 2 months ago to be here.
Yes, absolutely. Me and a friend of mine decided to come on out, check out the draft.
Well, let me know what you think so far of it. What do you think?
It's great. Weather's great. I'm from Minnesota, and I've heard it's cold back there, so I'll take the weather.
Yeah, not to rub it into the rest of the Vikings fans' faces how warm it is here.
Yes.
But the clock is also heating up right now, and our beloved purple and gold will be on there with the 12th pick. New front office, where do you think they go?
Well, I don't know where I think they're going to go, but I hope they go Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame. He's a boss. Pair him up with Smith. I think we'll have an incredible team, dynamic duo that can play for a lot of years.
Yeah, you have a All-Pro and potentially a future All-Pro from the same college. Well, thank you so much, Christopher. We are so excited to see so many Vikings fans here. It is a very well-represented contingency here of Vikings fans. The draft just hours away. I'm Tatum Everett here in Las Vegas for the Vikings. Back to you guys.
All right, Tatum, thank you very much. Our fan there picked Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. Pete, your pick at number 12 for the purple.
If he's there, I'm going with Derek Stingley. And if he's not there, then hopefully Jermaine Johnson. That's it. I mean, this Stingley kid is good. He's, he had an unbelievable, freshman season. His ball skills are second to none. He reminds me last year of a couple years ago of a guy that also we got out of LSU, Justin Jefferson. Anything thrown his way, he can plant. Plays coverages real well. He sees cover two in that situation, knows exactly what's happening with the football, and he can also step up and hit and tackle when he needs to. He's a playmaker. I really, really hope. This is what they do. Put him one-on-one in space. I really hope he's there.
Boom.
All right, I don't think he's going to be there. And so if they say at 12, I'm going with Jermaine Johnson the second, and not because he's an Eden Prairie kid, but he's got it all. He can speed rush. He can power rush, right? They can use him in that 3-4 base to kind of augment, shall we say, when it comes to Zadarius Smith and it comes to Danielle Hunter. They can use him as chess pieces. I like that kid.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Derek Stingley as well. If he's there, take him. What Pete said, I'll add to that, swag. When you have swagger at corner, it matters, and he has it. And so that's the guy I would take.
And I'm going to go with the guy that's the third cornerback in this draft, and that is Trent McDuffie, because I've said this question a lot. If he was listed at 6 foot, would he go higher? I think he's an impact player. I think he could bring an energy to this Vikings defense. We'll see what happens tonight. The Vikings with a 12th overall pick, but for Ron Johnson, Dawn Mitchell, Pete Bursich, and Ben Lieber, Gabe Henderson, and Tatum Everett, I'm Obi RT. We'll see you next time.